In today's video, we're talking about how to set a price for your product. This can be a tough one for so many entrepreneurs because it isn't always easy to put a value on your own products. So let's go over the basics of pricing your products today. Hey, I'm Marley Jaxx. I'm the CEO of Jaxx Productions, and I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs build out all their products and services, including pricing them all the way to high ticket. So I'm excited to share this content with you today. First, I'm going to go over the 4 questions you need to ask yourself before you decide on any prices for anything. Then I'm going to share with you 4 different pricing strategies, including one that plays into the psychology of your customer, knowing what they're going to be more inclined to buy. Then I want to tell you the most common mistake that entrepreneurs make when pricing their products and how you can avoid it. Let's first dive into the 4 questions that you need to ask yourself, and these are questions that you need to understand before you can price anything. The first one is about your market. What are they open to paying? What is actually within their budget? Because you got to price it reasonable, but also expensively affordable that they are going to take this seriously. What I mean by that is think about your audience. Let's say if maybe you're selling something to a younger demographic, maybe you're selling to kids or teenagers, a product or a service. Well, keep in mind that their parents are going to need to be involved in that purchasing decision. So it's probably not likely that you're going to be able to sell children or kids a very high ticket program that's worth like thousands and thousands of dollars. You're going to want to make your value ladder more affordable, but also in a way that it is at a price point that they're going to respect. I had a consultant I was going to hire in my business that was going to help me to grow my business. And after this whole sales pitch and all these benefits and social proof of the other companies he's helped, I was expecting a high ticket price tag, especially with the amazing results that he was promising for me. But instead, what he proposed to me was a very low hourly rate when I was expecting it to be in the thousands. Now, as much as it had built up that rapport with me before and I was excited about working with him, I also had some hesitations, wondering, why wasn't this more? Is he new at this? Was he lying to me about this? And I didn't end up going with the service because it wasn't priced at a point that I actually took it seriously. So how can you price your products and services in a place that it's going to be affordable for your demographic, but expensively affordable enough that they're going to appreciate it? When people pay more, they pay more attention. The next question is, what is the value of what you're providing? How is it benefiting them? Or maybe what are you saving or preventing them from spending in other areas of their lives? My friend Christy Code-Red is a celebrity weight loss coach, and she is known for getting weight off of people and keeping it off. She helps people to lose 10% of their body weight every single month without diet pills, shakes, or exercise. That sounds pretty valuable, doesn't it? Now, her clients can sign up for a custom program where she works for 3 months with them to help them get to their goal weight. And this custom program is $1,000. And one might think that's expensive, but it's also priced at a point showing that this is something that they're going to have to take seriously. If they're going to invest this much in their health, they're going to probably be more invested emotionally in getting that result. They're going to be more committed to it. By showing the social proof of all the people, thousands of people that she's helped to lose weight, even people that they'd gone for surgeries, they were on their last chance, they had no hope left, they finally got to their goal weight because of Christy's proprietary program. And it might sound expensive, but Christy's also using the messaging of what this is going to save them from. You could either spend that $1,000 and be committed to this program, or you can spend that money on medication, on diet shakes, on pills, on exercise equipment. Think of the time investment. You're either spending the time committed to this, or maybe you're spending the time in a doctor's office. The next question is, what are your competitors pricing similar offers at? And it's not that you need to be more expensive or less expensive, but it's good to know what the competition is doing so you can compare. I want to caution you that when you're looking at what your competitors are pricing, I don't want you to say, okay, well then I'm going to be cheaper than that, because I don't want you to discount your price and for your audience to think that you're discounting the quality or the value that you provide. And the last question you need to consider is, what are your expenses? What does it cost for you to produce this product or service? It's so important in your business to know your numbers. If you have a service that you're charging $1,000 for, but because you have to pay for advertising or your team or graphic design or whatever else, and it actually costs you more than it makes you, you're going to need to make some changes in your business. So you want to make sure that no matter what you're selling, that you're going to have a profit after your expenses. Now that you know those 4 questions you need to ask yourself before deciding on your price, I'm going to share with you 4 different pricing strategies that you'll consider in creating your pricing. The first one is premium pricing. Remember how I mentioned that you might look at your competitors to see what they're pricing? Premium might mean that you are the most expensive. And think about industries or products that we consume right now where maybe we go for the most expensive because we know that it's top quality. When you're looking at the car industry, what's more appealing? If money weren't an issue, would you want the Tesla or would you want the Toyota? Now, the next option is economy pricing, obviously the opposite of premium. And economy is when you can price your products lower. This is good if you want to be able to reach a wide audience, more people that can afford it, and if you can also afford that in your business if you have low expenses. The next strategy is called bundle pricing, and what this does is if you take different products or services that you have and you bundle them together, what this does is it gives your audience a higher perceived value of what you're selling. And lastly, let's talk about some psychology pricing. Have you ever noticed that a lot of products might end in 99 cents? Maybe it's $29.99. Have you ever wondered why didn't they just round up to $30? It's only 1 cent of a difference, but the psychology behind this is that customers tend to look at the first number instead of the last number, so that 29 seems lower than 30. It's kind of a funny tip, but test it out. I swear to you, it works. And if you like tips like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm putting out more tips like this every day of the week. I'm gonna wrap this video up with the most common mistake that people make when they're pricing their products and services. Whenever I have clients that come to me and say, Marley, my offer isn't converting, do I need to lower the price? Most often my answer is no. That is usually the last thing that I would tell anyone to do. Most of the time it isn't the price, it's how you're positioning the value. The value of your product or service needs to seem like more than the cost to invest in it. And the way that you can demonstrate this is through some of the strategies that I mentioned. You can bundle things together, you can add more bonuses, you can put more in the messaging of how this is going to help them to overcome maybe pain points in their life or save them from other investments that they would have had to make, whether that's time or financial investments. Take a look at your offers and see how you can really portray the value, that the value is going to be more than the actual price. Now that you know a bit more about setting a price for your products, imagine being able to use those products as an infinite cash flow loop, a system that effortlessly ascends your audiences all the way to your high ticket offers. If you'd like to learn more, I've created an entire sequence of how you can implement this in your business. I've created a whole blueprint for you. It's called the Infinite Cash Flow Blueprint. You can get access to that for free by clicking the link below.